a homicide investigation that we are conducting in the 3400 block of Center Avenue, which is a residential neighborhood near the intersections of Palm and Charleston. The details that I have right now are extremely preliminary, but at around 6:30 p.m. tonight, Metro Police received a 911 call of a male who had been shot directly behind me at a fourplex apartment complex. Medical personnel and police arrived on scene and rendered aid. However, that male was transported to UMC Trauma, where he was later pronounced deceased. What we have learned is that the victim, who is a white male in his early 30s, was to the rear of the apartment building with another female. At some point, an unknown black or light-skinned Hispanic male had approached the male and female, and multiple shots were fired. After the shooting occurred, the male then fled on foot, and we are urging anyone who has any information to please reach out to Crime Stoppers, or you can call 311 or reach out to homicide@lvmpd.com. Again, your information can remain completely anonymous, and there is reward money available. So again, still very early on in the investigation. We're still trying to determine why the male and the female were behind the complex and what led up to the actual shooting. But again, early on. I'll take a couple questions if you have them.
There were two individuals at the commercial complex across the street that mentioned to us that there had been fighting that they had seen close around 6. Is there anything that confirms those reports of fighting earlier in the day?
No, there's nothing at this point that shows that fighting earlier in the day is related, but again, I stress we're very early on in this investigation. So once we get through some more interviews, the details could change as we know them.
There were a lot of people that seemed kind of shaken up by this happening right next to their house. You know, what would be your message to them with something like this scary happening in their neighborhood?
Well, you know, anytime something like this would happen, I just, urge people to stay inside, call the police, report the incident, and just be a good witness. And that's why I urge any of your viewers to please reach out to Crime Stoppers and help us solve this case. And again, just any information they have would be very valuable at this point.
Do you have a number of which homicide this is for this year?
I don't know the number specifically, no.
Is there anything you would like to say to the effect of homicides happening in this neighborhood at the amount that we're at this year, or anything to that effect?
No, I don't. Right now, we'll stick to the specifics of this homicide investigation. So.
And you said you didn't know if the suspect knew the victim?
One sec, I'm sorry.
Did you say the victim was a white male in his 30s?
Yeah, the victim is a white male in his early 30s.
And you said you didn't know if the suspect knew the victim or not?
Correct. We don't know at this point. We do know the male approached him while they were both on foot, but that's all we know at this point. All right. Thank you, guys.
Sorry,
Yep.
So everyone else can go, but I'm so sorry. We missed the very beginning with a technical problem. Could you give your first statement again? Just a very short, brief statement. Sorry about that. The beginning, what you said.
Again, the beginning of the incident occurred at around 6:30 p.m. when someone called 911 to report that a male had been shot in the 3400 block of Center, which is a residential neighborhood near Charleston and Palm. All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, so you just heard from Las Vegas police on this latest homicide near East Las Vegas. Good evening. I'm Jen Ah, coming to you live from the Review Journal studio. Now let's show exactly what the scene looks like from earlier tonight. We have video there that was shot by James Schaefer. Let's take a look. Now, police say that multiple shots were fired tonight and that a man died afterwards, that they describe him as a white male in his early 30s. They're still looking into what led up to this shooting. They say it's still very early in the investigation. And for now, they're asking anyone who knows anything about this case to call Crime Stoppers. And tonight's death marks the 76th homicide in Clark County and the 51st that the Metropolitan Police Department has investigated. According to records maintained by the Review Journal, this is also the second homicide in 24 hours. We'll have more on this case on our website online at lvrj.com and tomorrow morning on our newscast at 7 a.m. Remember, you can also download our free RJ mobile app to get news alerts sent right to your phone. You can find us on Roku, Apple TV, all your streaming platforms. I'm Jen Ah. Thank you for joining us tonight. Please stay safe.
You've been watching breaking news from the Las Vegas Review Journal, sponsored by Michael Gaughan's South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa.